Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, it is I, Jolton Joe, coming to you from my back porch. Today is Thursday, June 1st, and it's already 90 fucking degrees here in Texas. So anyway, I was on vacation this past week, so the last show that I did was last Monday, left Tuesday, got back into town yesterday, and so this will be the new show. Like to take to cover here. But what are you drinking? What are you smoking? As far as what are you smoking, I had to go down to my mom's in Texas City today. There's a there's a cigar shop there. Guy that owns it, his name is Manny Lopez. It's called El Cubano. They actually hand roll all of their own cigars. You can actually see them rolling cigars in the back, and this is one of his. So it's just called so it's just got the Manny Lopez El Cubano tag on it there. But this is kind of a fun one. It's kind of a take on a barber pole, but it's got you'll see the Connecticut, the Maduro, and also the Candela wrapper. The Candela, of course, the green there. And then the top of it's got the double wrapper there too. So just kind of a fun pattern, just a fun cigar, and get a little bit different flavor. So pretty good little smoke right there. So there you go. And then still got the old Crawford Bock here. We're just gonna roll with that. It's freaking hot anyway. So this is a good. It's hot outside beer, and of course the world champion Houston Astros. Of course, we're all Astros up today. But anyway, here we go. Ready? Gotta love that sound right there. All right, cheers, everybody. Mm. All right. All right, all right, all right. Okay, so where we left off last week, like I said, we gotta go back to Monday. So let's start with the NBA. The last time I looked, that was Monday, May the 22nd, which when I did it, the Nuggets finished off the sweep of the Los Angeles Lakers. They won that game 113 to 111. Not really much to talk about with that. It was a sweep, obviously. The Nuggets did sweep the Lakers in 4 games. LeBron made a comment. I mean, well, first of all, he's got a torn tendon in his foot, and he's probably gonna have to have surgery on that this summer. Kind of made a comment about, thinking about, maybe I'm done. He's not. He's gonna come back. He wants to play with his son. He wants to play with Bronny. Bronny's got like 1 year of college left. In a couple of years, he'll be, he's gonna play 1 year of basketball. He'll come out next year. All right, so, and then also too, LeBron's contract's going to be up, so he can go play with Bronny. And as far as that goes, but the Nuggets, I mean, I think are going to win the NBA championship. We'll get into the Heat here in a second, but Heat are playing really well. I think they're only the third, I believe, 8 seed to make the NBA Finals. No 8 seeds ever won the NBA Finals. The Nuggets are also really fucking good. They are a really damn good team. And if you haven't been following too, I've been kind of keeping up with it with all the original sports network stuff that's going on. Apparently, it's really hard to watch a game in Denver, which is kind of hilarious. But that's a whole nother topic for another day. But they polished off the sweep. And then last Tuesday, so here's the thing. All right, so let's start this. So when I left you, the Heat had a 3-0 series lead. The Celtics had played like dog shit in Game 3. Came out flat, just looked like they didn't care. And I'm thinking they're getting fucking swept. They're getting fucking swept. There's no way that if they gave up in Game 3, they're going to give up in Game 4. They're getting fucking swept. Well, the Celtics put a fucking beat down on the Heat, 116-99. They win one game. It's now 3-1. Move forward to Thursday. We go to Boston. Celtics put another beat down on the Heat, 110-97. Now all of a sudden it's 3-2. We move to Saturday. Now Saturday I did see. I actually did see. I was in Charleston, but I did actually see the game. I saw how this one ended. All right. Now first of all, let's just fast forward fourth quarter. There's about 4.5 minutes left. Boston had a 10-point lead. All right. Boston had a 10-point lead. There was like 4.5 minutes left. And then Boston just absolutely collapses. Right? They're not playing defense. They can't get a shot to fall. Here come the Heat back. All right. Now, of course, this is in Miami. Celtics on the brink of elimination. down 3-2. Now, so what ends up happening is what ends up happening. So first of all, the game, the Heat were down by 1. All right, Heat were down 1. Okay. No, I lied. They were down 2. I lied. They were down 2. All right, Heat are down 2 points. Jimmy Butler comes down the floor, gets fouled. Now, the NBA reviewed it. The NBA did say that it was a foul. They said there was a couple of missed calls that were not called that should have been called. But on the foul, on the Jimmy Butler foul, they actually said that it was the correct call. Number one, I thought he got flat on the floor. Number two, I didn't realize he was behind the 3-point arc. But it was funny because what happened is they called the foul. It looked like Butler was going to shoot too. Boston then challenges the call. Well, when they challenged the call, that allowed the officials to actually review the entire play. All right. So not only was it a foul, but if it was a foul, where was Jimmy Butler? So they got to review the whole thing. So not only did Boston waste their challenge, not really waste their challenge, but not only did they challenge it, the official said not only was it a foul, and the foul stood, they said that it was actually a 3-point foul, that he was behind the arc. So Jimmy Butler gets 3 free throws. Now remember, Heat are down by 1 at this point. A few seconds left to go in the game. Okay. Now, so Jimmy Butler sinks off for 3. Boom, boom, boom. The Heat are up 103-102. Here we come back. Who had that last bucket? I can't remember. They come back down. There it is. Okay. So they come back down the floor. A few seconds left. The Celtics put up a shot. All right. It is no good. Nobody on the Heat blocks out Derek White. Derek White flies in, grabs the board, puts it back as time expires. Now, they call it good. They go back and look at it. Now, remember, all shots at the end of a game or at the end of a half is reviewed to make sure that the shot did count and go in. And sure enough, it was a good basket. And that ball left his fingertips with like 0.1 seconds left, maybe 0.2 seconds left is when it left his actual fingertips and was in the air. And so ball goes in. And the Celtics win the game 104-103. So they look like that Miami was going to steal this game from Boston. And instead, and the thing about that too is I was watching the fourth quarter of that game. Miami was not boxing out at all. Boston kept getting offensive rebound after offensive rebound after offensive rebound. Nobody blocked White. He was by himself, just comes charging, gets the board, and just like I said, and then basically if the cigars the ball, like the ball left his fingertips like he's shooting, it was like right there, he's like, I got it, and then whoop, and about there was like 0.2. Okay. Ball goes in, Boston wins the game. Now all of a sudden it's 3-3. Okay. Now here's the thing about this. All right, I had to look it up because I knew it happened in hockey at least twice. All right, so hockey's actually happened 4 times. In hockey, there's been 4 times. And the recent one I think was like 2014 was like the most recent, somewhere around that neighborhood. So it's happened fairly recently, but so 4 times in hockey, a team that was down 0-3 came back and won the series 4-3. It's only happened once in baseball, and of course we know that was the 2004 Red Sox. When they came back in the ALCS and defeated the Yankees after being down 0-3. They come back, they won 4 in a row, and of course broke the curse that year after 86 years of not winning a World Series. They finally won one in 2004, but that's the only time it's ever happened in baseball. It had never happened in basketball. Okay. It had never happened in basketball. So I'm thinking, okay, it's never happened in basketball. It's got to happen in basketball at some point, right? It's happened. It's happened in the NHL. It's happened in MLB. Some point it's got to happen in the NBA. So I'm thinking, you know what? The Celtics coming off this win, they're going back home to the Garden, and or whatever the fuck it's called nowadays, TD Waterhouse, whatever the fuck arena. But they're going back home. So I'm thinking Boston's going to be the first team to come back from 0-3. All right, Boston was the 1 seed. Heat were the 8 seed. I was like, Heat are gonna fuck this up. They're gonna piss this thing away, and that's gonna be that. Well, we get to Monday, and boy, howdy, did the Heat kick the ever-loving shit out of Boston on their home floor in Game 7. Final score 103-84. Ass whipping. Ass whipping. It was like the Celtics didn't even show up for Game 7. Now, here's the kicker with this. So, in hockey, that first round of the playoffs, Florida, who, of course, are in the Stanley Cup, we'll get to hockey here in a second, Florida was the 8 seed. Boston was the 1 seed. It was Game 7. We'll just call it the Garden. Now, like I said, it's TD whatever the fuck nowadays. But we'll just call it the Garden. They're in the Garden. The TDD Garden. All right. Then the TD Garden. And it might be the TD Ameritrade. Fuck, I don't know. But anyway, whatever the fuck they were. Like I said, the TD Garden. They're in the TD Garden. And the Panthers beat the Bruins on their home ice in the TD Garden. 8 seed beats a 1 seed. Miami is an 8 seed. Boston Celtics are a 1 seed. Celtics lose Game 7 in TD Garden to an 8 seed. Lost the Game 7, and Boston's the only city that's ever lost 2 Game 7s in the same building. The same fucking building. All right, and both of them were 1 seeds and 8 seeds. It's fucking crazy. It never had happened before, obviously, but that's what ended up happening with that. And like I said, it was just a blowout. I didn't see much of that game. I didn't see any of that game. I just was we were out to dinner that night. It was our last night in Charlotte, and so we were because that was Monday. That was Memorial Day, yeah. That was our last night in Charlotte. We flew home Tuesday, so. But anyway, so I wasn't really paying attention to the game or anything. But yeah, 103-84. I mean, just complete ass whipping. So Heat Nuggets, the memes are already out there because of course it's Heat Nuggets, and so there's all kinds of memes with putting chicken nuggets in a microwave and heating up your nuggets. Memes are already out there. But that's what we got. Game 1's tonight. Game 1 is tonight. Game 1 of the NBA Finals will be tonight, and so we'll see what happens with that. But I like Denver. Denver. I mean, I won't be surprised if Denver sweeps it, but Denver in like 5, maybe 6. I don't think it goes 7. 6 max. Won't be surprised if a sweep. So why don't we go middle of the road? We'll say 5 games. I'll split the difference. Denver in 5. I'll call it that way. So that was your NBA. NHL. Let's see. So going back to last Monday was the day of the show. So the Panthers ended up beating the Hurricanes 1-0. Go up 3-0 in that series. And then on Tuesday, the Golden Knights beat the Stars 4-0 to go up 3-0 in that series. And at this point, hockey and basketball were mirroring each other because at this point, all 4 series were at 3-0. And of course, what ended up happening was the Lakers sweep. I mean, the Nuggets sweep the Lakers, and then the Panthers sweep the Hurricanes, and the Panthers end up winning 4-3. They sweep the Hurricanes. Panthers going to the Stanley Cup. Like I said, as an 8 seed, they're just fucking hot right now. That's all there is to it. They got hot. I mean, they're fucking hot. It's fucking hot. It should be a fucking entertaining goddamn Stanley Cup final, I'll tell you that much. Kind of rooting for both teams. I mean, I don't really know who to root for because I like the Panthers. Panthers never won the Cup. Vegas has never won the Cup. It's Vegas. I mean, you gotta love Vegas, right? So they ended up finishing out the sweep. So we had the 2 sweeps there. And then, of course, the the Celtics kind of battled back. Of course, ended up forcing the game 7. Stars didn't get quite that far. They did win game number 4, 3-2 in overtime to prevent the sweep. And then Saturday they ended up beating the Golden Knights 4-2 to force a game 7. And then that same Monday, now like I said, it wasn't a game 6. It wasn't a game 7. This was a game 6, but it was an ass beating. Golden Knights beat the Stars, shut them out 6-0 on Dallas's ice. And, it was just a beatdown. So both series clinching games, both in the NBA and NHL, were ass whippings. Just plain and simple. Not a lot going on with that. So there you go as far as that goes. So it'll be the Golden Knights and the the Golden Knights, Vegas Golden Knights, and the Florida Panthers. Game 1's on Saturday, man, I don't know. That's going to be a tight series. It's going to be a tight series. I got nothing. Like I said, I'm going to be kind of rooting for both teams. I think this one goes at least 6, if not 7. Who wins it? I don't fucking know. It's just going to be I think it's just going to be a really good, fun series as far as that goes. All right. Let's see. I'll have to look it up because I can't remember who the fuck won. Of course, it was a big race day. Memorial Day weekend is always a big race day. So on Sunday, first of all, if you're an F1 fan, you get up and you watch Monaco. And I did catch the end of the race. I didn't get to see all the race, but I did catch a little bit when I was at when we went to brunch on Sunday, and got to see the last 20 laps or so. Here's the thing with Monaco, though, and I've talked about this before, it's Monaco, right? All right, it's still the biggest race on the F1 calendar, right? It's their Daytona 500, it's their Indy 500, whatever you want to call it. It's their big race, right? And the problem with Monaco is that, of course, it's a street circuit, but it's so fucking narrow. It's damn near impossible to pass at Monaco. And because of that, it doesn't make for a very exciting race a lot of the time. Because it's just so hard to fucking pass. So if you want to be on the pole for Monaco, because if you're on the pole, there's a good damn chance you're going to win the fucking race, because once again, it's just really, really hard to pass at Monaco. All right, but it is the big race, all right? Everybody wants to win Monaco. Monaco's the way to, reach the big premier race. That's the one that everybody fucking wants to win. Okay, like I said, it's their Daytona 500, it's the Indy 500, whatever. It's the big race. Okay, so it starts raining in Monaco, and it was already raining when I turned it on, so I had to look at this later. But apparently, so they knew it was going to rain, and so everybody was kind of worried about what the fuck they were going to do with tires. And then it did start raining, but it wasn't raining on every part of the track. Right, it wasn't raining on every part of the course, and so guys were like, well, I don't want to use rain tires because it's not raining on certain stretches. It's only raining on certain, on other stretches, but the stretches that it was raining on made it real slippery. So guys were being really cautious. And long story short, Max Verstappen just fucking ran away with it. But they did make the right calls at the right time with tires, whether it was to put the rain tires on, whether it was to put the slicks on. And then of course he was on the pole position, and he ended up winning the race, followed by Ferdinand Alonso, and I can't remember who finished third in that one, but I know Alonso finished second, but Verstappen won by like damn near 30 seconds. But this season, man, I mean, if you like racing, you're still going to watch it, obviously, but I mean, now Verstappen's just running away with this thing, 144 points. Second place is teammate Sergio Perez at 105, and then Alonso is in third at 93. So I mean, it's just, way, way back. And then the constructors pretty much the same. Red Bull has 249 points to Aston Martin's 120, and then Mercedes is right there at 119. Those are your top 3 teams right now. But just holy Christ, man. Indy 500, shit, who won the Indy 500? I had to watch the highlights of that. I didn't get to see any of the race. There was a lot of fucking wrecks at the end of it. I did see that. I did watch the highlights of that. I know. Oh, I think it was Joseph Newgarden ended up winning that one. Yeah, it was Joseph Newgarden. His first victory. His first Indy 500 victory. But like I said, I did watch the highlights of that when there was a lot of wrecks there at the end. I think it got red flagged a couple times. But that's who ended up winning the race, and of course you got the milk. And I'll have to look it up. I can't remember. I vaguely remember how the fucking milk thing started, but it was somebody that either didn't drink or maybe it was during Prohibition or it was something like that where they couldn't, then that's how the milk thing came in. But anyway, like I said, I can't remember the whole thing, but that's the reason they have milk. But they do ask everybody before the race what kind of milk that you want. If you want 1%, 2%, skim, whole, chocolate. I'd be a chocolate milk guy myself. I'd either go chocolate milk or whole milk. If I'm doing white milk, I'm going whole milk. But not a big milk guy, but if I'm going that's why I kind of like it fatty. Give me some whole milk. Good. All right. But, I'm going to go chocolate milk. All right. But he won it. And then what happened? And then, of course, and then we're supposed to have the Coca Cola 600 that night, but it got rained out. They ran it Monday. Let's see. Where the hell is NASCAR at? Do I have NASCAR? Yeah. Let me just Google it. Coca Cola 600. I think it wasn't Denny Hamlin who ran that. Who won that race? Ryan Blaney snapped a 59 race winless streak and won the Coca-Cola 600. And that was, and like I said, that was Monday. They ended up running that one on Memorial Day because it got postponed Sunday night. So there you go. So those are your three big races. So we'll talk a little racing there. Also, too. Did we talk Preakness? I don't know if we talked Preakness or not. When was the Preakness? When was the last time I gave you? When was the last time I did a show? Hold on a second. Today is. Let's see. Okay, that was the Derby from the 19th. Yeah, we should have talked about that on Monday the 22nd. Okay, I think we talked about the Preakness then. All right, so Notre Dame, and so Belmont is next Saturday. Let's see. 1, 2. Yeah, it should be the 10th. We'll be the Belmont. Not that anybody cares because there's going to be a Triple Crown winner this year. Just a bunch of degenerate gamblers such as myself betting the race. So there you go. All right. Football wise, let's see. Anything going on at the NFL? I don't think so. Nothing major. Yeah, the OTA's going on right now. That's really about it. I'll do NFL news, see if anything's popping up, but I don't think there's really the. Oh, yeah, DeAndre Hopkins did get cut by the Cardinals, so there was that. Forgot about that. So he got cut. Nothing really going on there. Let's go back to the home page here. What we got for the top stories here. The Sixers did get a new coach. I think Nick Nurse is going to the Sixers. Monty Williams is going to the Pistons. So Phoenix is still open. Who else got fired? Rockets' position's been filled. Philly's been filled. Detroit's been filled. I know the Phoenix is still open. Is Milwaukee still open? I think Milwaukee's might still be open. Yeah. Anyway. Let's see. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Yeah, and like I said, they do that. So it's after Memorial Day. We got a few minutes left. I guess let's jump into MLB action. Go over the standings real quick, and let you know kind of what's going on because it's after Memorial Day. We can look at standings now. Usually after Memorial Day is when we start paying attention to baseball standings. All right, Tampa Bay still playing with their dick out. I mean, I don't know how else to say it. They're 40-18. They got a 690 win percentage right now. They do have a 4-game lead over the Baltimore Orioles. Baltimore's playing some damn good baseball too. Who would have thought the fucking Orioles would be in second place right now? They're 35-21, followed by the Yankees at 34-24. They're 6 games back. Toronto 10 games back at 29-27. And I don't understand Toronto. Toronto did this last year too. I think Toronto ended up making the playoffs. So it was a wild card and they got bounced, but. You would think with the firepower of that lineup, I mean, you've got Vlad Guerrero Jr., you've got Bo Bichette, you've got George Springer. They've got firepower in that lineup. I don't know if pitching's their issue or what, but they're only 2 games above 500, and they're 10 games back. And then Boston's bringing up the rear, 10.5 back. They're 28-27. AL Central, Minnesota, just 2 games over 500. AL Central is probably the weakest division right now in baseball. But because the Twins, like I said, only 2 games over 500. They've got a 2-game lead over the Detroit Tigers. They're 26-28. Cleveland is in third, 3.5 out. White Sox 7 out, and the Royals are 12 out. They're only 17-34. And then the AL West right now, the Rangers are playing out of their fucking minds right now. Hopefully they'll come back down to earth at some point here. I mean, me being an Astros fan. But the Rangers are playing some really goddamn good baseball right now. And they were 35-20. They've got a 3-game lead over the Astros. The fucking Astros, man. They put up 12 runs against the Milwaukee Brewers and get shut out freaking 2 games in a row. And lost some ground that they fucking could have stole a win from Minnesota on Monday on Memorial Day. They were down 4-1. Altuve hits a fucking grand slam. It's 5-4. Presley blows the fucking save. Then Abreu comes in the 9th inning, or 10th inning, excuse me, gives up a fucking 2-run homer. So they end up, not keeping pace with the Rangers there, and so that just has been a clusterfuck. And then last night they sucked, but the Rangers lost last night too. So that the Angels are coming to town for the Astros. They're 3 back of the Angels are 3 back of the Astros, 6 back of the division. Shohei Ohtani's pitching tomorrow for you Shohei Ohtani fans. So I was thinking about going to the ball game tomorrow, but we'll see. I'm probably not going to. We just got off vacation, spent a shit ton of money. Probably don't need to be going to the game, but I do enjoy watching Shohei pitch. And then the Mariners have been underachieving. They're only 2 games over 500 right now. They're 29-27, 6.5 back. And then, of course, the A's are the A's. The A's have won 12 games. They are 12-46. It looks like they are going to smash the 1962 Mets record for a 162 season. The Mets were an expansion team that year, along with the Houston, back then, Colt 45s. They were 62, 63, 64. Yeah, they played 3. Yeah, that's right. Okay. It was like 62 sounds right. But anyway, and then as far as that goes, so, I mean, Oakland's just Oakland. Astros swept Oakland over the weekend, and fucking Jose Abreu finally got a fucking home run. In fucking whatever, but I think he was the last guy to get a fucking home run. Even fucking Dubon got a home run before fucking Abreu did. But anyway, so there you go. National League in the NL East, Atlanta still has a 4-game lead over the Mets. They are 33-23. Mets just 2 games above 500. Same for the Marlins right now. Both teams are 4 games back. Philly 7.5 back. The Nationals 9 back. In the Central, Milwaukee. I don't know. The NL Central's pretty bad. It's pretty weak too. I'd still say maybe the AL. It's between the AL Central and the NL Central, and who's the weakest division. Milwaukee's 3 games over 500. They've got a 1-game lead over the Pirates. Pirates are just 2 games over 500. And then you got Cincinnati, who are 3 games back. St. Louis 5 games back, along with the Cubs are also 5 games back as well. And out west, the Dodgers 34-23. And they have a half a game lead over the Diamondbacks. Giants are 5.5 back. Padres are underachieving as well. Don't know what's going on in San Diego. They spent all that fucking money. I mean, they got Manny Machado. They've got Juan Soto. They've got Fernando Tatis. The pitching's good. They got Yu Darvish. They've got Blake Snell. They've got Joe Musgrove, who's not bad. And they're just 5 games over 5. I mean, then they're 5 games under 500, I should say. I don't know what the fuck's going on with them either. And the Rockies, they're 10 back. All right, so there's your standings, and then just wild card for shits and giggles here, just to let you know where everything's going. Right now in the American League, uh, it would be the three wild cards would be Baltimore, New York, and Houston, with the Angels 3 games behind Houston, and followed by Toronto and Seattle at 3.5 back, and then on down the list. And in the National League, right now would be Arizona, the Mets, the Marlins, and the Pirates just half a game back. The Giants just 1 game back. Cincy 2.5 back. So that National League's kind of wide open right now as we head after Memorial Day. All right, ladies and gentlemen, it's good to be back. We'll talk to you next week. Remember, find me on Twitter at JJ Sports Show 63. That's at JJ Sports Show 63. Make sure you like and subscribe. And I will see you all next week from the back porch. And maybe on Monday, we'll see. And take care, everybody. NBA finals start tonight. NHL finals start on Saturday. All right, cheers, everybody. Have a good one.